All right, you're watching the Mike Nelson Show. I want to thank everybody who's already liked and subscribed to the channel. We have over 300 subscribers now, so it's been awesome. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. I have a very special guest today. I got an old friend, Alicia Vigil. How you doing today, Alicia?
Hey, good. How are you?
With all the guests I've had before, I practically didn't know them at all. But with Alicia, we actually went to high school together, right?
I know it's wild because no one ever knows kind of where we grew up. So the fact that we both went to high school together is kind of wild. So it's
And
good to see you again. It's been a while.
yeah, it's been a while. It's been like almost 10 years, right?
I know.
Well, I feel old saying that though.
Yeah.
We're not old, right?
Oh, yeah, not yet, but
Not yet. Okay.
we're
All
getting
right.
there.
We were in a marching band together, right? I was the alto sax player. What did you play?
Hell yeah. I played flute up until sophomore year, and then I switched to tenor sax my junior year. So I think we probably did both together.
Yeah, so we were part of like the woodwind section, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we used to kind of have, we had a lot of stuff going on with that band. We had were you in a jazz band too, or just the marching band?
No, just the regular marching band.
Okay,
But
so you did the
we did
concert
the
band too?
uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, see, I only did concert band the first year, freshman year. And then after
Okay.
that, I was just all into the jazz music because with alto sax, it's like perfect for jazz, right? It's the ultimate jazz instrument.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so how did you go from, you played flute and tenor sax, but how did you go to from that to going to play bass?
Well, I picked up guitar around age 12, I'd say. So yeah, I started kind of with, I dabbled with piano and then obviously flute throughout our school system. But, once I began to find bands that I really loved, I kind of wanted to do what they did. And, so I decided to pick up a guitar, take some lessons, and then eventually dabbled with bass as well. And then every band I've been in, like they always needed a bass player, and that's kind of where I just ended up falling in love with the instrument the most. So yeah.
And how did it all start out? You said you were playing guitar and bass right there, but what kind of music were you listening to back then that got you into like rock and metal?
So I mean, luckily my parents did raise me on really good stuff, like, new wave, punk, reggae, classic rock, like all kinds of stuff. But around 11, 12 is when, you kind of start discovering your own favorite things. And back then, Fuse TV was still playing music videos and showing new bands. So it was around the time of like My Chemical Romance and The Used and, all those type of bands, Avenged Sevenfold. And I was like, wow, I'd never seen anything like it and heard anything like it. So I really just kind of wanted to do that.
I mean, I haven't heard anybody say Fuse TV in a long time. Is that still around,
Yeah.
that channel?
I mean, I think it is, but it's not like anything to do with how it was.
And
I
it was
think,
kind of like the last like version of old MTV, you could say, right? They play some music
right.
videos. They didn't have music videos all day, right? It was kind of like certain times of the day.
It was, I mean, every show it seems like back then was based around, music and, music videos. So that's, yeah, it's sad to think that there's really nothing like that anymore. And the UK had Kerrang and Scuzz, and now those are gone as well. It's just like, gosh, what are kids doing now? Like to
I guess they're
find
on the
new
internet,
bands.
right?
I guess so. It's
Yeah.
just, I don't know, different time.
And what was your like first like pro band? Like, when did you start actually playing like in a band that was actually, making some money? When was that?
Ah, probably not until my all-girl band, She Demons, which was from, I think I just turned 19 when I joined. And we were put together by Jerry Only from the Misfits. So that was pretty cool. We got to tour around. It was my first time touring, and it's a great, I learned a lot. But
So was your
before
first time really
that,
touring the States then with She Demons?
mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Because before that, I was, just kind of in some local bands and, doing the garage thing. But that was my first real touring experience. So,
So how did you connect with Jerry Only?
I don't know if you would remember from high school days, but like I was pretty connected to the band Black Veil Brides.
Yeah,
a
I
long
remember.
time ago.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
in their music videos and all, kind of grew up with them in a way. So they had done a show with the Misfits like a long time ago, and the singer Andy and Jerry got to talking, and um, Jerry was saying, "I have this idea of putting this girl band together. I haven't really, started yet, but Andy had suggested me on bass, and so yeah, he got us in touch, which was really cool."
And how many years did the She Demons last?
Not too long, unfortunately. Like we packed a lot into the year and a half that we were doing it, but unfortunately, it just didn't work out. And then, of course, the Misfits got reunited, which is cool. So I don't think it probably would have lasted because of all of that anyway, but it was still such a great experience.
It,
Yeah.
it was great to see the Misfits get, have that reunion though. I don't know if you got a chance to see the show because I went to see
Oh,
them at the
yeah.
Forum.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I
Yeah.
went to that too. That was a few years ago, right?
Yeah, but it was great to
Yeah,
see, Danzig back, on stage with the band after, after so many years, right? It was like
I
almost
know.
what, 40
Never
years
thought it
almost?
would happen,
Yeah.
honestly. Even when we were in She Demons, like that was not even a thing that, like he thought would happen. So it was pretty cool.
But I guess probably, eventually it was gonna happen, right? Because I guess, Danzig was probably thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
And so with how did you end up getting into with DragonForce? How did that happen?
So that, well, I have my own band called Vigil of War, which I've been doing for about 5 years, a little over five, that I started after She Demons broke up. And we've just been hustling a lot, and especially around the LA area. So we did some residencies at the Whiskey A Go Go, and there's one of our really big supporters and friends of ours, Dave. He knows Herman Lee from DragonForce. So when Fred was, out of DragonForce, they were looking for bass players, and Dave had kind of just suggested me somehow and thrown my name in the hat. And yeah, so I got contacted by Herman. I started auditioning, and yeah, it was wild. I definitely did not think I was gonna get that gig. I was like, I'm not even sure if I should audition. Like I do not come from a power metal background, but it'd be interesting to see what auditioning for a band of that caliber would be like. And, you know, and then I just kind of fell in love, and yeah, it's been amazing.
So you've
So
gotten to tour basically the world with DragonForce, right?
we've done, yeah, a lot of Europe and North America so far. I'm excited to go to some new places too eventually, because I know they go everywhere. But yeah, I still have never been to Australia or Asia or a lot of South America. So I'm sure we'll get there eventually. But yeah.
What's been the biggest show you've done with DragonForce, or like the best show?
Um, well, this just a couple months ago, we got to play Hellfest, which was huge. I mean, it was such a crazy day because basically the 24 hours leading up to it was insane and chaotic because I almost missed the show entirely. I was I had a connection flight that I was supposed to get there the day before, and the first flight was delayed, so I ended up missing my connection. And then I'm like, oh my God, this is the biggest show I've ever played, and I might not make it. So the day of the show, we're supposed to go on at 5 p.m. I have to catch a flight from London at 7 a.m. to Barcelona, and then from Barcelona to the show, or to where Hellfest is. And I would be landing at 3 p.m. And then it's a 45-minute drive to the festival. And the first flight went all right. And then from Barcelona to Hellfest, it was an hour delayed. So I'm like, oh my God. So I landed around 4 p.m.
Wow.
And then there's supposed to be somebody from the festival waiting for me to like shuttle me right to the gig. And he was at the wrong terminal, didn't speak English. He was
Wow.
really nice, but it
That's
was just
crazy.
like, oh my God, I was freaking out. So we were just like, and then he was cool and was like speeding to the festival. I made it there 12 minutes before we went on stage.
Really?
So I just had to I ran on stage with my backpack, had to like put my ears on, my bass. And I didn't
Wow.
even have time to be nervous. Like it was like I think somewhere around probably like 75,000 people or something. And I was just like, just so grateful to be there. But that was definitely probably my favorite and, most wild gig we've done so far.
So I guess
But
you didn't even have a sound check that day, right?
oh no,
You
no.
just had to run on stage and basically,
Hope
basically
for the
play.
best.
You had to, did you already know the set list going in, or is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there we go. So with DragonForce, how's it been, playing with these legends, right? You're basically playing with a legendary metal band. How's that been?
I mean, yeah, it's surreal. Like I just I remember, I don't know if we were about the same age. I mean, playing Guitar Hero when I was like 11 years old and never even beating through the fire and flames on that, and then like playing it really in live, on stage with them. It's just a surreal feeling. Like they're just the coolest dudes, really supportive and super talented, and they work really hard like on and off the stage. They do a lot behind the scenes people don't even think about. So
And is there a new
yeah,
album coming out soon from DragonForce?
there is. Yeah, so it's fully written now, and we're actually gonna start recording it as soon as we are done with this upcoming European tour that we're doing. So
And
yeah, I'm excited.
the album was written during the pandemic, during COVID.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, luckily, since there was a lot of downtime, Sam had a good run at the writing. So I'm very excited. It's my first time recording with them. So
And how was the pandemic for you? For a lot of us, it was pretty bad. But how was it for you?
yeah, freaking sucked. Like, I had barely just started getting my, toes in the water with DragonForce and like getting this amazing opportunity, and like things were kind of going well with Vigil of War, and it was just like, yay. And then all of a sudden 2 years of just the
Nothing, right?
pandemic. So it's like 2 years of our 20s were taken away. Like, it's frustrating, but it feels even better now that we get to actually play and tour, because now you're even more grateful for it. So
So you're gonna be going on tour with them in Europe, you said. When is this going to start?
yeah, so that's basically all of November into December. I'm really excited.
It's gonna be really cold in Europe.
I think so, yeah.
You got to bring a big jacket for that one.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully we'll get some snow in some places and get to go to like some Christmas markets in Germany or something. It'll be cool.
And now let's talk a little about a Visual War. So you said this you started this right after She Demons, then?
Yeah, so I was heartbroken when She Demons broke up, because that was kind of like, my baby, my heart and soul at the time. I put everything into it. So when that kind of ended, it was heartbreaking, but I didn't want to stop. So um, basically, on our last tour that we did, our singer, who's Canadian, she has another band called Diamonds, and they had some really big shows during our tour that they couldn't really, pass up. And she'd asked, "Hey, do you think you guys could step up and just split the set, for vocals for 4 shows?" And I had never sang before ever, and I didn't think I'd ever want to. But it was because of that experience that I realized, like, oh, I guess I can sing and play and sing at the same time. Like, I never thought I'd ever do that. So because of that, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start my own project. Because before I'd had some bands, and it was always looking for the singer that was the hardest part. There's so much that goes into that, and it kind of would held me back. So now that I could be the singer, I didn't have to wait around for anybody. I could just kind of start doing it. So that's kind of how it all happened. There's some friends of ours from Greece, called Barbed Wire Dolls. They're a cool punk band, been around for a while. They were gonna have a residency at the Whiskey A Go Go, and I know that she had knew I was putting together a band. I definitely did not have anything at the time, other than like a demo of one song. But she's like, "Hey, is your band ready? We're gonna have this residency if you guys want to jump on it." And it was 6 weeks away, and I was like, "Yeah, for sure, we're down." And I'm like, "Okay, now I gotta find a band. Now I gotta have a band name, write the rest of the set, get some merch." And I just put it all together and was able to make it happen. It kind of, lit a fire under my ass a little bit, you know? So deadlines.
And you write the music, for this band mostly? Like, do you mainly write all the music for it?
In the beginning, it was basically mostly me, but now it's awesome to have such great band members because now everyone's chipping in. Shane has chipped in a lot. He's been there since day one, and Kyle, our drummer, really great songwriter also. So it's really cool to now have it feel like a real collective band experience, you know?
And you've recorded a couple EPs. How's been the process? How's that process been? Recording music. Like in this project.
Oh, I love, yeah, the studio experience. It's just you get to, I don't know, get in this zone that you can't really explain to other people. Like it's just, yeah, it's the best feeling. And we are very lucky with our producer, Mike Pepe. He's so patient and like make sure you get exactly what you want done. You can redo things a million times. And yeah, it felt really good to, we finally were able to, because we wrote our EP during the pandemic as well and released it this this year actually, just a few months ago. It's called Reap What You Sow. So it feels really good to finally put that out.
And with Reap What You Sow, what's your thoughts on the EP? How do you think it came out? Are you happy with it?
Oh yeah, yeah, we're very proud of it, and it's. I think we've grown a lot since we first started, and it's nice to, you can kind of hear a lot of our influences, but it doesn't sound like anyone particular. It's just we're pulling from a bunch of different, things and it making it our own sound. So I'm really proud of how it all came out. And we were able to even put a music video out for every song, which is cool.
How's been recording music videos? Do you like doing videos?
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts, honestly, because it's just, especially because we did it all ourselves. Like I directed every single one, like booked all the locations, like we wrote the scripts, and it's just, yeah, it's cool to put both the visual element with the musical part. So yeah.
Talk a little about lyrical themes, from this band. You write most of the lyrics as well, then?
Yeah, I write all the lyrics.
So talk a little about where you get inspiration for the lyrics.
Kind of just whatever I'm going through, really. Like, this EP specifically was there was, I had lost some family members. So there's a song called Legacy Remains that was really special to make because it was kind of like honoring, loved ones that you've lost. But, also talking about just real life situations, like Spoon Fed is basically about how our society is just completely spoon fed now. I mean, everything is just given to you, this information over the news and your phone, and it's kind of, warps people's own opinions. Like no one has a brain for themselves. And it was, that's kind of, we've touched upon different things, but it's all very real, like whatever we're kind of feeling at the time. But
And you guys have a few shows coming up that you want to talk about to promote?
yeah, so we do actually have a show coming up here in LA. We're headlining Bar Sinister October 8th. We're bringing some of our friends from Arizona called Murder Me. They're really cool. They've also got a sax player. So
That's
I
cool.
love that. We're excited because, yeah, after a couple years of not playing, it feels so good to finally play again.
And with Vigil of War, are you guys going to be touring anytime soon? I know you're doing LA shows, but are you going to be touring at all?
We're hoping to, yeah. Our next goal is basically to get back to the UK. We did our own DIY UK tour a few years ago before the pandemic, and it was freaking awesome. And we are definitely trying to get back there. So,
what are your thoughts on like today's music scene? Making money in today's music scene is really hard with streaming and all that. What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's tough to be a newer artist in 2022, especially if you're in the like rock-ish genre. It's definitely not, it's popular anymore. And like we talked about, Fuse TV, there's no really music video channels. The radio channels on, don't usually play anything new, or, that's why it's awesome that you're doing a show, or, you're
Yeah,
bringing on people,
which they don't do
but
anymore on radio, basically.
yeah, they don't at all. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, this is the same exact stuff I've been hearing my entire life from the 80s and 90s. And, unless you're in pop, it's really tough. But that's why I just kind of salute everyone who's doing it, because it's your passion. And, I don't need to make millions of dollars to be feeling like happy and successful, because as long as I can do this and, make a living and just kind of do what we love and it's an outlet for us, then I feel like I'm happy. So
So do you think playing live is more important than ever, like for a young artist that's coming up?
yeah, I mean, I think playing live is definitely important. You know, it's one of
The
my favorite parts.
what do you think is your favorite aspect of playing live?
I think just getting like the connection with each audience, every crowd feels different. There's some crowds that have no idea who you are and you have to win them over, and that's a really good feeling when you do. But there's other, small intimate crowds that like the energy. We just played this one the other day last week called Dirty Mondays, which is
Yeah,
a
it's on social
cool,
media. Yeah.
yeah, it's a cool new rock night in LA. Adam Siam is doing, and it's really cool. And it's just like it was packed. It was like to capacity of just like sweaty people. Like they were just super into it and jumping up. Like it was just such a good feeling, like I love that. So just kind of getting to connect with this energy in the room, and
Speaking about live shows, what bands do you want to see? Like, what's on your bucket list? Who do you want to go see live?
oh man. uh I mean, I've seen a lot of shows. I'm trying to think of who I haven't seen yet, but I just saw Duran Duran the other day. That was really
Oh, I was
cool.
there too. I was
You
at the
were?
first night. Yep.
Yeah, me too.
That's cool. It's cool.
Wow, it was raining. It was
Yeah, I know. It rained the
awesome.
whole time, but it
It
was an
was,
awesome show.
I was kind
Actually,
of
last night
hoping,
I just
yeah.
saw Iron Maiden last night. Have you seen Iron
No
Maiden?
way. Oh yeah, I have.
Okay,
That's
cool.
so cool.
Yeah,
Where'd you?
I saw him at the Honda Center in Anaheim.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I was at the Anvil documentary last
Oh
night.
yeah, with Steve-O, right? He was the that's cool. It's
Mm-hmm.
cool. Yeah, Anvil's pretty awesome band. But
Oh
yeah, Iron Maiden was
yeah.
awesome. For those of you that haven't seen Iron Maiden live, you
You
gotta
have
check them
to.
out. But I'm
Before,
definitely
yeah.
exhausted today though. I'm really tired. So
Oh.
it was a long night, but yeah, it was an awesome show. So let's talk a little about I don't know if you know, but next week is going to be the 30th anniversary of the album Dirt, by Alice in Chains. I just want to know what's your thoughts on that album, with Dirt. It's a landmark album, I think, in the hard rock and heavy metal genre. What do you think of that album?
Um, I hope you don't hate me, but I'm to be honest, I've never really been too into Alice in Chains, but gotta respect them, and
No, that's fine. That's fine.
so
Yeah,
yeah, it's just not something I guess I grew up identifying with, but
that's fine. What about in terms of advice for young musicians? What advice would you have for young musicians?
just don't give up, as I just like said, I just came from the Anvil documentary. For those who haven't seen it, you got to watch the story of Anvil. It's funny, but it's real, it's inspiring. They haven't given up over 50 years now, just these two metalheads, and playing small clubs, not making any money, having day jobs. But you know what? After all this time, after 40 years, they can now do Anvil full time, and they never gave up, and they're making it happen now, which is awesome. So you got to stick through it. Like I remember somebody saying, those who make it are the ones that are too dumb to give up. Like, so it's true. You just got to keep at it. And yeah.
Talk to me about like that cool hat you wore on stage. When did that start out?
I know. I have no idea. I started collecting military hats as a teenager. I don't even remember why. I think I was just kind of, maybe it was like a Marilyn Manson thing, or I don't know, but I just thought they always looked so cool when musicians would wear them. And then that one specifically, it kind of became my main hat. Every band I played in, other than DragonForce, I've worn that hat. And I always think that if you can stand out in a certain way to make people remember you, like a hat or, you know, a crazy hair color or something, like, you know, it will make people remember something different about you, and stick with them. So yeah, that's kind of, I don't know, it just kind of became my security blanket in a way.
And where can people find your music? Can they stream it everywhere? Where can they find it?
Yeah, so it's basically on all the major platforms: Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music, YouTube.
And where can people follow the band on social media?
You can find us on Instagram at Vigil of War. We've got Twitter, Vigil of War Band, Facebook. We're starting to dabble with TikTok.
There we go.
Trying to
I just opened one too 2 months ago.
Oh, yeah, I know. I kind of hate it, to be honest. I don't want to adapt to the real world, but I understand it's
You still miss Facebook?
I still use Facebook. Instagram's probably my favorite.
Facebook's pretty dead now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. But so I want to thank you for coming on the show today, Alicia. It was great talking to you.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
Just thank you for, it's good to see you again, you know. TC.
All right. So I want to thank everybody for listening to today's show or watching today's show. Make sure to like and subscribe. Stay metal, everybody.
Hell yeah.